This is Chris with Ales. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris with Ales, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. It'll all be down there in the description box. And I'm here to do my WWE Monday Night Raw November 21st, 2022 reviews. So here we go, discussing about Monday Night Raw. Now we kick off the show with the return of Kevin Owens. He makes his way down to the ring, and he gets a few things to say. He said that he joined the Brawling Brutes team to take on the Bloodline at Survivor Series inside War Games. And he said he joined the team over one person, and that one person is not over Sami Zayn, it's actually with Roman Reigns, because it has been 2 years since Roman Reigns defeated him for the Universal Championship, went against him for the title, and he said that he wants to step back in the ring with Roman Reigns. And then all of a sudden, that's when Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Butch, the Brawling Brutes, came walking down through the crowd, actually, and then Drew McIntyre came with them as well. And they come to the ring and they start talking about how they're going to beat down the Bloodline at War Games and all that, and they'll just handle the business there, and they're ready for a fight. And then all of a sudden they get interrupted by Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and Rhea Ripley, the Judgement Day. And Rhea Ripley was talking about how her team will become victorious at War Games for the women and all that, and that Finn Balor and them starts talking crap about Sheamus and all them, and Sheamus was like, well, you know what, if you want to keep on talking, let's go ahead and fight, because I'm down for a fight. It's an open fight night. And Sheamus was like, how about this? Us three versus y'all three right now, the Brawling Brutes versus the Judgment Day. And then Dominic accepts, and then all of them runs down to the ring, starts brawling with the Brawling Brutes, and then we get the match underway. So yeah, it was the Brawling Brutes versus the Judgment Day in a six-man tag team match. Kevin Owens was on commentary, Drew McIntyre was at ringside, Rhea Ripley was on ringside, and it was going pretty good and everything. At one point, Dominic starts running from Sheamus. Dominic runs all the way up the stage, about to go through the curtains or whatever, but then, as soon as Sheamus grabs him, the OC comes walking out, AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, and Mia Yim. So yeah, that's standing right there, pretty much barricading the entrance way, and Sheamus grabs Dominic and throws him right back in the ring. Everybody starts going at it for a little bit. Sheamus clotheslines Finn Balor at one point. Sheamus starts about to beat Dominic in the chest on the apron, but then Damian Priest comes up, and then Ridge Holland comes up, and Ridge Holland gets hit with a lift-up flatliner from Damian. And then that's when Butch comes in, hitting the enziguri onto Damian, and then hitting a moonsault from the second rope onto Damian Priest outside the ring, taking them both out. Sheamus starts beating Dominic in the chest multiple times, like about 20 times. And then he hits the bro kick onto him and then pins him for the 3 count. So yeah, the Brawling Brutes defeated the Judgment Day tonight in the 6-man tag team match. That's what happened. Pretty good match. Go check it out if you have yet. For that match, I'll give it 3 stars. That's why I'll give it a pretty good match to kick off Raw. But then after that, we see Johnny Gargano get an interview backstage, and he says that he gets a rematch against Miz tonight, and that he's going to beat Miz tonight, and Miz ain't going to be doing the same trick that he did a few weeks ago. And they asked him, well, is Dexter Lumis going to be around? Johnny Gargano said, no, he's not going to be around. He got his own business with Miz this weekend, and I got my own business with him tonight. So Dexter Lumis will not be around. And yeah, up next we're going to be seeing Johnny Gargano versus The Miz one-on-one up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a one-on-one match. Now, it was supposed to be Johnny Gargano versus The Miz one-on-one, but we'll talk about that match now. They did change Johnny Gargano's theme song. Is Rebel Heart still, kind of like a new version of it? So, just go listen to it if you haven't yet, and you'll get what I mean. But yeah, Johnny Gargano comes walking out to the ring, and then Miz comes walking out, but he's wearing a suit and stuff, and he's not dressed to compete. And he says that he was doing some TikTok videos, tried to karate chop a cactus, and it didn't work out for him, and that's why he's injured. And he found a new opponent for Johnny Gargano, and it was Omas. Omas comes out with MVP, and Gargano was doing his best to fight off Omas. Now, it was okay, not even going to lie. Obviously, Omas is the big guy, and Johnny Gargano is the small guy. Try to work on Omas, try to knock down the Giant multiple times, which he actually managed to knock him down at one point, and then Gargano climbed up the top turnbuckle. Actually, during this match, Miz tried to interfere by grabbing Gargano's leg, like knocking him off the apron, but Gargano landed on his feet and stuff. So yeah, Miz was interfering, and he was on commentary, by the way. But yeah, the ending, Gargano was on the top turnbuckle, he jumps off, but Omas grabs him by the throat on the way down, and then he hits a choke slam onto him, and then pin him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Omas defeated Johnny Gargano tonight on Raw. That's what happened. For that match, I'll give it 1.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. But it looks like up next we're going to be seeing Seth Rollins having an exclusive interview up next on Raw. So yeah, that will be up next and many more stuff. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, now we see the United States Champion Seth Rollins. He's having an exclusive interview via satellite, and it has been announced that he will be defending the United States Championship at Survivor Series against Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory in a triple threat match for the title. So yeah, that match has now been announced, and he was talking about how he was the one that asked for this match because it's killing two birds with one stone, because he got an issue with both guys, obviously with Bobby Lashley for what he did a few weeks ago, and for Austin Theory for what he did last week and what he was trying to do a few weeks ago. So yeah, he says that Austin Theory is stupid, but not stupid on what he was trying to do with cashing in the Money in the Bank, because he don't blame him for trying to cash in. It's just wrongly timed because of Bobby Lashley interfering in the match. But he said for what he's stupid for is for what he did last week for attacking him after his match. So yeah, that's what Seth Rollins said, and then he says obviously he got the issue with Bobby Lashley for attacking him, for making him think that he accepted open challenge at first. So yeah, that's what Seth Rollins said, and then while that was happening, he said we see Austin Theory watching on the TV screen backstage, and then he looks at the camera talking about how he's not the same guy like he used to be. He's not the youngest of that or anything. That he's a different man, and at Survivor Series he will beat down Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley and become the new United States Champion, and he's a different man. So yeah, that's what he said. He says that everybody needs to watch what he does to Mustafa Ali tonight. But yeah, that's what Theory said, and up next we're going to be seeing Mustafa Ali versus Austin Theory 1-on-1 up next on Raw. So yeah, that match will be happening up next, and yeah, see you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, now it was a 1-on-1 match. It was Austin Theory versus Mustafa Ali 1-on-1, and it was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth and everything. Mustafa Ali still wearing the tape around his ribs and stuff, because he's still injured from last week's Raw with Bobby Lashley. So yeah, he's still selling the injury and stuff. But it was a pretty good match. Austin Theory was doing pretty good until Mustafa Ali starts coming back a little bit. Theory had Ali on the top turnbuckle, trying to hit like a superplex or something onto him, but Ali reverses it into a sunset flip onto Austin Theory off the top turnbuckle, and then Ali pulls himself back up to the top turnbuckle, jumps off with the 450 splash, but he could have picked up the win, but he was holding on to his stomach, and Theory rolls out the ring, and then Ali had get out the ring, grab Theory, and Theory runs him into the barricade, throws him back into the ring, and then hits a towel down onto him, and then pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Austin Theory defeated Mustafa Ali tonight on Raw. That's what happened. It was a pretty good match. So yeah, for that match, I'll give it 2.5 stars as well. I'll give it a good one. But then after the match, we see Bobby Lashley pop up on the big screen on the Titans Raw, and he starts talking about how Austin Theory finally got his attention and stuff. And if he's going to stay in that ring, he's going to come out there and whoop his ass. So yeah, that's what Lashley said. And then Raw goes on a commercial break, comes back on. Lashley makes his way down. He says he has a mic in his hands, and he says that he's surprised that Austin Theory did not decide to run away when he even knew that he was going to make his way down to the ring. And then Austin Theory starts talking, and Lashley was talking about how he's stupid and how he had a failed attempt to cash in the Money in the Bank contract, and how all he had to do was pick up the scraps that he left for him with Seth Rollins, and Austin Theory was talking about, well, it's your fault for costing me the Money in the Bank contract, but not only that, you got your ass whooped by Brock Lesnar once he returned, and then you lost the United States Championship against Seth Rollins, and then you cost me that, and you went to Crown Jewel and got your ass whooped by Lesnar again, losing the match and stuff. And Austin Theory kept on bringing that up. Lashley gets into the ring, and both of them starts brawling, going at it. Lashley was taking control, slamming him, belly-to-belly, suplexing him, throws him outside the ring, try to run him into that ring post when he's on his shoulders, but Theory gets off his shoulders, trying to push Lashley into it, but Lashley, grabs it and stuff, not running his head into it, and he throws Theory over the barricade. Theory then grabs a steel chair, hits him in the chest, and then hits him in the back with the chair. Has no effect on Lashley. Theory starts running through the crowd. Lashley starts chasing after him, and then Theory got backstage, to the gorilla position pretty much, and he sees Ali getting checked on, and then he starts brawling with Ali, and then once Lashley came through the curtains, he pushes Ali into Lashley. Ali got pissed off, pushes Lashley, talking about what the hell are you doing, and then Lashley grabs him and brings him back to the stage, beating him down stuff on the ramp, and then runs him into the Raw set and stuff, and then locks on the Hurt Lock, making Ali pass out. So yeah, that's what happened. Pretty good match, and what happened after the match was pretty good. Like I said, I give it all 2.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. Really good stuff though. But yeah, not even gonna lie, I'm liking Austin Theory's character now, where he's still kind of scared, but he'll actually go for the fight and stuff, which is a lot more better, in my opinion. So I think this is going to be actually a better outcome than everybody probably originally thought of once he lost Money in the Bank. They thought he was completely buried. But you know what? I think Triple H knows what he's doing. Everybody knew that, Theory couldn't never cash on Roman. If he tried to cash on Roman, he was going to lose the contract anyways. So we got to still see what Triple H could do with Austin Theory, and I think he'll be okay. And Bobby Lashley, I'm starting to like his character even more now after the Brock Lesnar match. So yeah, he's been getting a lot more better in my opinion as well. He's a monster pretty much. But yeah, pretty good stuff. And up next we're going to be seeing Alpha Academy. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw now was a tag team match. It was Matt Riddle and Elias versus Chad Gable and Otis, Alpha Academy, in a tag team match. And it was a pretty good tag team match. Alpha Academy was doing pretty good. At one point, we actually seen Chad Gable hit a vicious German suplex on the Matt Riddle on the ring apron, which looked pretty cool. And then Alpha Academy was trying to win when they were trying to hit their tag team finish move with the discus clothesline from Otis and the German suplex from Chad Gable onto Elias, but Elias spot out of it and tagged Matt Riddle in. That's when Riddle starts taking control, bringing Chad Gable outside the ring, kicking Otis upside the head, and then hits a floating bro off the second rope onto both of them, taking them out. Throws Chad Gable back into the ring, and Gable was trying to hit that roll through German suplex onto Riddle, but Riddle lands on his feet, and that's when Riddle hits that jumping knee to the face. He tags in Elias. Elias comes in, hits a swinging neck breaker move onto Chad Gable, which is pretty much Goldust's final cut finisher. And then he tags in Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle jumps off the top turnbuckle with floating bro onto Chad Gable and then pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Matt Riddle and Elias defeated Alpha Academy tonight in a tag team match. That's what happened. It was a pretty good tag team match. Go check it out. I'll give that match 3 stars as well. I'll give it a really good tag team match. But then, after the match ended, we see JBL playing cards with Baron Corbin backstage, and they started talking. Then Drew McIntyre interrupts him, and JBL was like, hey, how's Scotland doing the World Cup tournament? Oh, wait, they ain't in it, and stuff like that, making fun that they lost or whatever. I ain't watching it, so I don't know. But that's what JBL was saying, and Drew McIntyre was like, you know what, for old time's sake, I'm in the town for one night, and might as well do something. So you want to meet me out in the ring, Corbin? And Corbin was like, you know what, we handle our business. And then Drew McIntyre was like, okay, cool, now I respect my elders, but I don't respect you. And then punches Corbin in the face one time. So it looks like later on tonight we will see Drew McIntyre versus Baron Corbin 1-on-1 tonight. So yeah, that match will be happening. A rematch from WrestleMania. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, now they showed a pretty cool video package with the War Games and stuff, with Drew McIntyre talking behind the cage and all that stuff. So yeah, all of them did that pretty much, almost all of them. But yeah, it was a pretty cool, video package to set up the hype for the Bloodline versus the Brawling Brutes and all of them. So, for War Games. So, yeah, it was a pretty cool video package. I gotta check it out. But then we get to the match. Drew McIntyre versus Baron Corbin with JBL at ringside. And they won one match. And it was a pretty good match. Now, McIntyre and Corbin was outside of the ring. At one point, we see Drew McIntyre hit a belly-to-belly suplex onto Baron Corbin into the barricade, which was pretty cool. He throws him back into the ring. Sets up for the Claymore, counting down and stuff. But then we see JBL getting on the steel steps and stuff, distracting Drew McIntyre, but Drew McIntyre turns back around, trying to hit Claymore, and then he gets hit with Deep Six by Baron Corbin. Corbin pins him, 1, 2, McIntyre barely kicking out, 2, but then Baron Corbin starts getting frustrated, arguing with the referee. Referee's telling him back off, but then all of a sudden we see Akira Tozawa, and here's some things. He got blonde hair now. He dyed his hair. It ain't black. It's blonde now. And he's wearing his old ring attire now. He's on wearing that karate stuff. Triple H is finally fixing up these guys. Thank God. But, yeah, Akira Tozawa appears. He jumps in JBL's hands, arms, pretty much. And he steals JBL's hat and runs through the crowd. And it distracted Corbin. Corbin turns around. McIntyre's right there, runs to the ropes, and he gets hit with the Claymore, and then he gets pinned for the 3 count. So yeah, Drew McIntyre defeated Baron Corbin tonight on Raw. That's what happened for that match. I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was pretty good. I'm glad that Akira Tozawa is finally wearing his old ring gear now. So yeah, and he gets blonde hair now. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. But up next, it looks like we're going to be seeing the OC having an exclusive interview up next on Raw. So yeah, see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, now there was a segment backstage, but here's what I forgot. I forgot to mention from the first match earlier tonight that there was some stuff that happened after the match, which I completely forgot. I don't know how I did. But apparently, like, when the Judgment Day was trying to fight and stuff, they try to fight the OC, and we see Luke Gallows hit a roundhouse kick on the Damian Priest, laying him out, and that's when Finn Balor got hit with a stunner by Kevin Owens when he was behind him. So yeah, I forgot to mention that part, but there you go. But then we get to the next part, the OC getting an exclusive interview. Now we see AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, and Mia Yim. And they was getting interviewed, and Styles was talking about how he is preparing for his match against Finn Balor this Saturday at Survivor Series, and how he's going to beat him and all that. Now, he used to think that Balor was his brother, but then he come to realize that he ain't. His real family is his brothers right here, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, and his real sister is Mia Yim. So, yeah, that's what Styles said. But then we see Balor come up, and we see the Judgment Day attacking the OC, all of them brawling and stuff backstage, and they go outside brawling near SUV and all that, like Balor and Styles running into the SUV. We see Carl Anderson pretty much hitting a slam onto Dominic Mysterio on the hood of the car, and we see Damian Priest using the door to keep on running it into Luke Gallows, laying him out. A bunch of security guards and stuff had to break up the brawl. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty cool stuff though. So yeah, I will see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a main event, but before I talk about the main event, now we got the Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka make their way down to the ring. And they started talking about how Mi-Chan ain't with them. By the way, they changed Mia Yim's name apparently, so it's Mi-Chan now. But yeah, that's what happened there. And Bianca Belair was talking about how they do got a 5th member and all that, but they will be revealed on SmackDown, which the fans was not happy for that, because everybody's been waiting to see who's going to be the 5th member tonight, and now we gotta wait until SmackDown. Now, here's my thoughts. People are saying that it's going to be Sasha Banks, but even though Survivor Series is in Boston, I don't think it's going to be Banks. and probably won't be Naomi. It'll probably be Candice LeRae, because she's been having beef with Damage Control. Or it could be somebody else. I don't know. But yeah, we'll figure it out on SmackDown. And she said that Asuka's going to be winning the advantage for their team tonight. And then they get interrupted by Bayley and the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Dakota Kai, Io Sky, Damage Control, and Rhea Ripley and Nikki Cross. And they started talking about how they'll be the ones to get the advantage and win War Games and all that. They don't care who the fifth member is. They're just scared of them, and that Alexa Bliss Asuka's just there by Bianca's side so they can get a title shot eventually. But yeah, that's what they was trying to do. Pretty much trying to create like a disdain with the team, pretty much, like separation kind of. So yeah, that's what Bayley was trying to do. But then we get to the match. It was Asuka versus Rhea Ripley 1-on-1. Now everybody was backstage watching this match. Now it was going back and forth and everything. At the ending, we see Rhea Ripley try to hit the Riptide onto Asuka, but Asuka reverses it by going over her, landing on her feet, trying to lock on the Asuka lock. She couldn't lock it on, so she locked on a cross arm breaker. Rhea Ripley reverses it by rolling her up, but she kicked out at 2. Asuka did, and then Asuka was doing some roundhouse kicks and all that. And by the way, Damage Control and all of them came back to ringside. Bianca Belair and all of them. So yeah, they was watching from ringside at that point. Asuka was trying to do the back fist and roundhouse kick, but Rhea Ripley was ducking all of them, and then eventually caught her and then hit the Riptide onto her and then pins her for the 3 count. So yeah, Rhea Ripley defeated Asuka and gains the advantage for her team at War Games. So yeah, that's what happened there for that match. And what happened after the match, I'll give it all 3 stars as well. Give it was okay stuff. But then after the match ended, we see Damage Control drag Asuka out of the ring, attacking her, and then Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss is brawling with them. And then we see Mia Yim, Mi-Chan coming out, brawling with Rhea Ripley, which they go over to the barricade and stuff. And then we see Asuka do a crossbody off the top turnbuckle onto everybody outside the ring, laying them all out, Damage Control and her own teammates. So yeah, and everybody was laid out. But yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff, I guess. For tonight's Monday Night Raw, I'll give it 7.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was an okay episode. For match of the night, I would have to probably say it goes to the 6-man tag team match from earlier with the Judgement Day and the Brawling Brutes. That was pretty good. But yeah, that was a good one. So yeah, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. It'll all be down there in the description box. And I'll see you guys later for this Wednesday's AEW Dynamite reviews, Friday's Friday Night SmackDown reviews, and this Saturday's Survivor Series reviews. And I'll be doing my Survivor Series predictions. Should probably be dropping by Thursday. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then.